Okay, so we've got our workbench all installed. Now we need to actually install some programs. Now there's two programs we need to install first, and that's the installer and L.H.A. Now to get these, we use a site called the Aminet, which is the Amiga database for virtually everything that you need for your actual Amiga. On there you'll find all the software you will need, plus some extra documentation to help you through your Amiga experience. So Aminet is available on aminet.net, and we're going to be installing the installer, which is a programming language. Basically it's a Lisp programming language. In the new Amiga OS, this is replaced with Python installer. It's basically a scripting language to do script installs, and also we will need the LHA file format. Now if you look on Aminet, you'll notice that everything's got .LHA on the end, and this is because this is the archiving format that was used in Amigas, amongst many others such as LZX, but LHA is your actual common archiving software. So to install it's quite simple. What you're going to need to do is actually download them from the internet and actually place them into your program's hard drive. Now if we have a look here, we can actually get a bit of information for LHA if you're interested in the history, and a bit more information about the installer. And first of all, we need to actually go and find these on Aminet. Now for the installer, it's actually quite simple to actually type in installer and search for those. He says, and what we're looking for is the installer 4. Actually it did come up in my last search. There we go, installer 43_3. So we search for that. There it is. So we click on there, we can download it. It's downloaded. Now you're not going to have so much luck with LHA because everything in there is a .LHA, or most things anyway. So we need the LHA.run, and there we go. That's the installer for there. Just click on that, and because of the file extension, it will think it may cause harm to your computer. Just click keep that, and there it is sitting there. As you can see, I've downloaded it a number of times before, but we'll rename that later and sort that one out. So we just need those two programs. So I'm going to go and find those in my downloads folder. There they are, those two. It's worth renaming this one, but I'm actually going to rename this in Amiga OS. So we'll go through that in a minute. So I'm going to copy those and then go to where my Amiga sits, which is in Documents, FS-UAE, and the hard drives. Now I've got Programs hard drive there. Open that up and just paste them in there. And now we can actually install these on our Amiga. So let's load up the Amiga and actually rename those files. So in Programs, if we double click on this, we will see there's nothing in there, but actually there is something in there. So what you have to do, so if I right click, go to Icons, down to Show, no sorry, it's Windows, down to Show, highlight all files, and we should see them in there. There we go. Make sure the actual Windows click first, and then you show all the files, so you can actually see installer -43_3.LHA there, and LHA space 1 is there. Now it's best to rename this. So if I click on the actual icon itself, right click, go to icon and rename, and using my arrow keys, unfortunately I haven't saved the last config, so I need to go and enable my cursor keys. So I'm just quickly doing that now by pressing F12. My input options is set to keyboard. Set that to no host device. Escape out of that. Now I can use my arrow keys. Hit OK. So that's all renamed now. And now these can actually be installed. Okay, to install these, what we need to do is actually first run the LHA.run to actually install the LHA compressor, and then run the installer, because this is an LHA file. So we actually need to install LHA first. So to do that, we need to first jump into a CLI window. So I've gone to Workbench Systems Shell, and now I can CD to Programs, put a colon on the end, and if I do a dir, I can see the items in there. So the first thing I want to do is run LHA.run. And you can see those extracting out, and they're all sitting there. So if I do a dir now, I can see them in there. Now, I've extracted them to that directory. I could have used the RAM disk, which is sitting at the top of the workbench there, and that's a temporary store. To do that, I would LHA.run and then type in RAM and then the colon, and that's extracted to my RAM disk. So if I open up my RAM disk, you can see there's nothing in there. But if I go to Window, Show All Files, there we go, we can actually see the LHA has been extracted. We'll just close this down, and what we need to do is actually install the correct one for our processor. Because I've extracted to the RAM disk, means on the next reboot that will be cleaned up. The way I've extracted to the programs, they won't be cleaned up, so I would have to actually go in there and do some cleaning up afterwards. It's well worth using the RAM disk for smaller programs. If you're extracting something big, you're going to need a hard drive store, like I've just done in the first instance. So we'll just run the installer now. We picked the right one for our processor, which is the LHA 608020. And what we're going to do is copy this to our Workbench 3.1 C drive. Now the C drive holds all the commands that can be run. So to copy that file from our RAM disk, what we do is type in copy RAM colon the name of our file, which is LHA underscore 6820, and that's got to go to the C, and it's going to be renamed to LHA. Try that again and put a 0 in there. Hit enter, and now that's copied across. Now we've got the file name right. So let's jump over to Workbench now. And what we'll do So we'll right click and show all files. And if we scroll over, we can see a C directory there. Now in here is all our commands. We should have somewhere in here L.H.A. So that's been copied to our C directory. Our C directory has got a mapping, so we can actually reference that with the colon. Next we're going to install the actual installer itself. So I'm going to install the installer now. So I'm going to double click on the workbench, go to system, go to shell, and if I type in L.H.A, I should see that my L.H.A archiver is installed, and the one that I want to actually run is this X, which extracts files with full path. So I'm just going to clear out there, CD programs, colon, oops, try that again, CD programs, with an S this time, there we go, and do a dir on that, and that's the one we want to extract. So L.H.A X, oops, X, the name of the archive, and where it's going to. Hit enter. Let's try that again, and let's make sure I've spelled it correctly. There we go. So let's install it now. Well, it's extracting, so that's extracted it to that location there, installer43_3/. Now what I'm going to do is actually copy a file in there, so I'm going to come out of here and jump into my programs and do it a different way. So we've got the installer 433 here, and we're looking for the installer in here, so it's probably a hidden file. So I'm going to just go show all files from the window, and that's the file I want. So I want to move that to my C directory. So right click copy doesn't actually copy it into the actual RAM disk itself or memory. So the best idea is if we could go to our workbench, bring it to the front, go up to the top, go to Windows, show all files, scroll over, find the C drive, open that up, and then we can actually drag and drop that into there, and that'll actually make a copy of that into there. So that's another way of actually moving files into the actual destination that you want. So one is by doing a copy via Amiga OS via the shell, and the other one is by dragging and dropping. So that should be installed now, so we can go ahead and install whatever programs we like. Let's just do a quick cleanup because we don't need any of the other things on the actual programs directory now. So we've got a number of things in here, we don't need any of this. And if I jump to my files and my hard drives and programs, you can see all of the items that have been created in there. So we could actually come out of here and do it this way via normal Windows operations, or we can actually do it within our folder itself. So I'm going to do it within here. So I'll go down to Windows, select Contents, and then I can go to Icon, and down to delete. OK that. Now we've installed the 2 pieces of software, we can actually now back up our workbench so we have a place to get back to. And that's what I'll do in the next video.